Hello, fellow token titans. It's midnight. I'm in a random 5-star hotel and I'm rocking a G-Shock. So earlier today I made a tweet that was called, if you want to bet on Web3, simply bet on the internet. Because what is Web3? What is crypto? It's the solution for doing anything in the digital space. So if you want to know if crypto or Web3 will grow, simply ask yourself, will more people spend more time on the internet? Will the internet grow? And if that is yes, then the answer for crypto mass adoption is definite yes. And I was sitting in the lobby today and I just looked around and what people are doing and how they're interacting with each other. And 80% of everybody in your surroundings is always on their phone, which means that they're participating in some side of digital economy, digital society. And a digital society must be driven by something. And then you should ask yourself, okay, what is it driven by? Is it driven by the US dollar, the yen, the Swiss franc? No, it's driven by crypto. And the only reason why I think that most people don't use Bitcoin to send around digital services or pay for services is because it's too volatile. But let's say you're engaging in some sort of digital economy. For example, I have a beautiful editor from Tunisia. If I would pay that person in US dollar or euros, it would take a month to arrive and they would probably block my bank account. So why not pay that person in USDT or Bitcoin? It takes half a second to arrive and it's super transparent, it's super easy, and it's just absolutely great for everybody involved. I can just find that person online and I can say, hey, you want to work for me? And within half a minute, they're like, great, let's go. And I think it is very interesting for everybody just to think about, what kind of shift are you really experiencing? Because our parents were kind of forced to stay and live and work in the country where they were raised and born. And to relocate or make money elsewhere was extremely difficult. But because we are no longer depending on a local economy, or for example, Germany or Austrian economy with certain regulations, certain opportunities, everybody can just compete and engage in a digital economy, which is hyper competitive and which is hyper capitalistic and hyper fair. So if you want to bet if crypto is going to get more users, if the market cap of Web3 is going to rise, simply ask yourself, are people going to spend more time on TikTok, more time on Instagram, spend more time doing Instagram stories? Yeah. Okay, then at some point they're going to look for a solution to not connect their Stripe account, which gets blocked every 2 weeks, and use for a solution that is 100% native. And that is Bitcoin, that is USDT, that is whatever you want to call it. So the more I think about it, the more of a no-brainer it becomes. This old system that we believe in, that we've been educated on, it doesn't make sense in a digital economy. It simply doesn't. And there's this beautiful book that I recommend everybody that is an aspiring token titan to read. It's called The Sovereign Individual, which kind of says, what is a government? Government kind of makes sure that you don't get robbed on the street, that if you land in a hospital, people treat you well. It's a service. And right now, that service is really bad. It's really messed up. But because you don't really have a choice of where to be and how to live, you can't really relocate. But in the future, because everybody's making money in a digital economy, you can just say, hey, okay, Austria, their service really sucks and they're charging me 70% tax. No problemo, I'm just gonna move to Hong Kong where I pay 10%. Or I'm gonna move to this strange Greek island where I pay 80%, but food is free. Or whatever that small nation state chooses to provide me with. And this is really the future. So however, then on the downside, you will think about, okay, all of these countries are kind of going to collapse because they will get bankrupt because all the millionaires or the rich people, the high taxpayers that fund the lower class will all leave. Okay, so what will they do? Okay, they will make it really, really difficult for capital to leave the country. Okay, is that already the case? Yeah, kinda. Is it already getting more difficult to move a country from the Netherlands to Dubai? Yeah, more difficult. So you already see that these countries are having a lot of debt. They can't pay their operations are incredibly inefficient, and that breakup is going to be extremely painful. So what do you want to do? You want to stay mobile. You want to be financially mobile, which means you can move money from A to B super quickly. You want to be geographically mobile, which means that you might speak another language, so you can move around. Then you have to be cognitively mobile, so you can change your thought. And you want to have a profession that allows you to be super mobile too. If you're the CEO of Goldman Sachs, you gotta be in New York. No way around that. You can't be a football player because football player requires you to be either in Qatar, where they pay you 200K to do an Instagram story, or in some weird European city. So you want to have a profession that allows you to move around, to work from wherever you want, so you can choose the location you're in, and you can also choose where and how you pay tax. That is the future, everybody. If the internet grows, which it will, crypto will grow because more people will use it, more people will want it, and that's the future. And then you can simply choose for yourself, where do I want to pay tax? However, that breakup is going to be extremely painful, extremely long, extremely dreadful. So put yourself in a position where you are mobile, where you have 1 or 2 residence cards, where you have some silver, some Bitcoin, and where you are able to switch from one thought to second thought or opinion or belief about yourself in a matter of a second. Apollo what? G-Shock time. It's Token Titan time.